What's up guys, welcome back to Lafiashik. I'm Bidisha and today I'm doing my first book video of the year. I've realized that I haven't talked about books on this channel for quite some time and I want to because it's kind of a very important part of my existence. Anyways, so here is my first book video of 2019. Okay, the first book that I read in 2018 is the second installment of a book series called A Code of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and this book is called A Code of Mist and Fury. Instead of talking about the second part, I should talk about the first part called A Code of Thorns and Roses. It's basically a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but a more action-packed version of it. In this world, there are magical creatures, not just the regular creatures we see in our real world. One such creatures are called fairies. The fairies and humans, they find each other disgusting and they don't want anything to do with each other. By the way, the fairies have magic. Our protagonist, Fairy, she's a human who belongs from a poor family who has to hunt to feed her family, and in one such hunting trip she accidentally kills a fairy, and as a punishment for that she is taken as a prisoner to the fairyland which no human ever dares to cross, and then the story basically starts. By the second book, a lot of things happen. The main reason I love this book series so much is because of the author Sarah J. Maas's writing. Her writing is just so fluid. I mean, the sentences flow from one to another without any harsh breaks. I hope I'm able to put what I have in my mind in words. The next two books that I read in 2018 are the second and third part of another fantasy book series called Red Queen. Yeah, I read a lot of fantasy books last year. Actually, fantasy is my favorite genre because there's so much world building, so much imagination that the author can actually show in these books with their writing. Comment below what's your favorite genre to read. Anyways, I read the first part of this series in 2017 and finally read the second and third in 2018. It's basically a dystopian story where the world is divided into two classes or castes distinguished by their blood, red and silver. Silvers are basically considered the elites, the rich. They also have magical powers. They kind of like mutants. They mutated a little bit more than the reds, and the reds in this world are slaves to the silvers mostly. As you may have guessed, the book series is called Red Queen. So our main protagonist, a mare, she has red blood. In the first book, we discover that she also has magic powers. The first one basically goes around her trying to hide the magical powers from most of the people because otherwise she'll be killed, because she is not supposed to have magical powers being a red blood and stuff. Before starting this book series, I heard a lot of mixed reviews on Instagram as well as YouTube, so I was really intrigued to read about it and to form an opinion for my own. That's why I picked it up. I have to say the first part was not up to my liking. I did not hate it, but it was not something I really liked or would recommend. To me, it was basically another young adult book added to the many similar books that are already there in the market. The first part was to introduce the characters and the world, but the ending of the first part was something I did not expect. That is what made me read the second, and I'm so glad that I did because I love the second and the third part. So much more depth was added to the characters which we could see in the first one, and mind you, all the characters kind of got really messed up later on as the story progressed because a lot of things were happening, a lot of people were getting killed, a lot of new characters were introduced, there was a revolution going on, and our main characters were in the heart of the politics of the revolution. It was a really enjoyable read, the second and the third part. That's all I have to say. Book number 4 that I finished in 2018 is from another series called The Mortal Instruments, and this is the fourth part called The City of Fallen Angels. I read the first 3 parts in this series long back when I was in school. If you know the Netflix series Shadowhunters, it's based off of this book series. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the TV series, but I have this different connection with the Shadowhunters world, the Shadow World, and there are multiple backstories of different characters in different series and so many side stories. I love the world of Shadowhunters. I actually found this book series when I was kind of caught up with all the Harry Potter books and the new ones weren't coming, so I was in search for another amazing fantasy world and I was hooked onto the characters, I was hooked onto the world. So I have this different connection. No matter how many times they try to make this as a movie or a TV show and fail, but still I'm gonna watch it because I'm in love with the characters. If you are searching for any easy read With an amazing world building and lots of characters, then this is a series you should definitely pick up. Okay, you may be thinking that book 5 that I read must also be a fantasy series based on my track so far, but you're wrong. The 5th book that I picked up is actually a non-fiction book. It's called The Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, you may not have heard about this book, but I'm sure you must have heard about another very famous book by the same author, which is Rich Dad Poor Dad. The Business of the 21st Century is basically network marketing. It's actually kind of like an introductory textbook to network marketing. I picked this up around that time when I was hearing a lot about network marketing from a lot of people, and I even actually got a call from somebody trying to get me in the program of network marketing. I haven't, by the way, yet, for whatever reason. I wanted to do some research and read a little bit about it, so I picked this book up from a trusted author. Okay. Book number 6 is another non-fiction book, which my blogger/vlogger friends would definitely be interested in, and it's Vlog Like a Boss by Amy Lendino. Amy Lendino is a YouTube/business/life coach. She also has her own YouTube channel, which is her namesake. Lots of content regarding YouTube and business, both on her channel as well as on the book. So definitely worth checking out. Both of them. Okay, for book number 7, we're back to the fantasy world, more specifically the Shadowhunters world. Now, the 4th book that I talked about was the 5th part of the Mortal Instruments series, and the 7th book that I read last year was the 5th part of the Mortal Instruments series. This series, by the way, has 6 books, and in my opinion, the first 3 books could be made as a complete series because the ending of the 3rd part was satisfactory enough to be the finale, and the 4th part was kind of like a filler, and the 5th part is where the story picks up pace, kind of like in TV shows where one season can be a filler season which builds up to the next season where there's a lot of action and a lot of drama and the actual story grows a lot. Take for example the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Book number 8 and 9 that I read last year are also Shadowhunter books, but they are from a different series, and this series is called The Dark Artifices, and this is the 3rd Shadowhunter series that I'm reading. The 2 books that I read are called Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows, and the timeline of this series is a few years after the end of the Mortal Instruments series, which I just talked about in this video. I have to say that this is not my favorite Shadowhunter series, but the thing is, I cannot not read a Shadowhunter book. I know I'm gonna finish every single one of the books based on this world before I die. By the way, I just realized I've been talking about Shadowhunters as if everybody knows what Shadowhunters are. Basically, Shadowhunters are humans, but they have angel blood in them. They are a little more athletic because they have been raised to become soldiers, and they have these magical pens called steedies, and they draw temporary tattoos on them called runes. These runes basically give them supernatural powers, supernatural strength, makes them faster, makes them invisible, saves their life, heals them, and whatnot. A steedy is to a Shadowhunter what a wand is to a wizard. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Moving on to books 10 and 11. The 10th book that I read is The Raven Boys, and the 11th book is The Dream Thieves, which are from the same series called The Raven Cycle. This series starts off really interesting. I'm gonna explain what I mean by that later. Okay, anyways, there are 5 main characters in this book, 4 boys who are the Raven Boys, and they are from an elite school, and the 5th main character is a girl who belongs from a family of psychics. As I was saying, the story starts off really interesting, and that is the prediction of one of the main characters' death somewhere during the story or at the end, I don't know, which by the way the psychic girl, she predicts, and that's how they become friends because she wants to kind of save him. And as the story progresses, we get to see a lot of backstories, and we get deeper into the characters, including the one who's gonna die in the story. All these characters have issues and they are messed up, which always makes for interesting characters to read about. Another thing is, I cannot stop reading this midway because I want to know how the character dies, or if he dies at all. I hope he doesn't die because you get used to the character and you don't want one of the lead characters to die. The only complaint I have about this book series is that it needs to pick up its pace I think I'm kind of losing my patience going through it. It's taking up a lot of my patience. Books 12th and 13th. We are finally at the end of it. I think it's gonna be a long video. The last two books that I read in 2018 are The Darkest Minds and Never Fade, which are the first two books of the series Darkest Mind. I picked up the first book after watching the movie adaptation. Gotta say the movie was not very nicely made, but the storyline is something which I'm a sucker for. Okay, basically give me a dystopian world, a bunch of strong characters, and somebody high and mighty trying to kill them for some political reason, and they are running for their lives, but at the same time leading a revolution to make the world a better place. Yes, I'm gonna love the story every time, no matter how many times it's redone with Hunger Games and Divergent, Maze Runner, Red Queen, and etc. etc. The list is long. But the thing is, every time the characters are different, the world is different, the politics is different, and the villains are different. So every time it is kind of a fun experience to read about. Okay, that's all. Since the video was so freaking long itself, I'm gonna quickly ask you to like, subscribe, and also share to somebody who maybe wanted to find some new books. I also want you to comment one book that you want to read in 2019 and what genre does it belong to, because I really need book recommendations, otherwise I just end up reading fantasy books. Yeah, that's it for today. Until next time, bye.